Hello everybody and welcome back to the return flight from Shanghai to Singapore. But before we start, interesting development. Woke up today, found out that Navigraph have released this what is it? I think it's called something dispatch, simbrief dispatch. Now, very exciting. I immediately installed it. Look at this, man. The view is just beautiful, like all over. Anyway, so you have the you can use simbrief in two locations, which is going to be in the when you load in the first, like the first flight menu, basically when you're gonna be starting a new flight. You have an option on the bottom right called simbrief. That is, of course, you have to install that. You have to download it from either simbrief or from Navigraph. I believe, like, when I tried to do it from Navigraph, it directed me to simbrief. So you just go to simbrief and download it from there, where the downloads all are. You just scroll down, you'll find, like, first is the simbrief downloader, and the second thing will be simbrief dispatch. Now you just put it in your community folder and you're done. So that's one, and then you have it in here. Now, if you guys have Flow Pro, I have the normal Flow, I don't have Pro. So if you have Flow Pro, you need to update it, otherwise it will not appear here and will not appear in the main menu. So this is basically what it's gonna look like. Okay, it's gonna be also like if you open it in the main menu or here, it's gonna be the same. Okay, but I'd rather open it here and do it right before I start my flight. I'll just, you know, do the simbrief stuff through here. It's a lot better also because I won't have to just keep looking into my other screen and, you know, just like, you know, opening Google Chrome and doing this. Too much stuff. So at least if now I can close completely Google Chrome and leave all of the processing to Microsoft Flight Simulator, it's good. So yeah, you have to sign in first. Okay, it would be better if you have a subscription, of course. Then you can either go new flight or edit flight or whatever. So I have a flight in place already. So this is exactly how simbrief is going to look online. There's no difference. You don't have to figure out anything. It's all the same. Okay, so this is my flight plan. These are our flight plans. So this is going to be Singapore A380. We're going to from Shanghai to Singapore. Airtime should be around 4 hours 5 minutes, and the block time should be around 5 hours. A really long flight, honestly. And with the sim rate not working very well, honestly. Like, the sim rate works. I mean, it's not the problem with the sim rate in itself. Like, I have an add-on for sim rate. That's not the problem. The problem is fly-by-wire itself keeps disconnecting the sim. It keeps moving it back to 1. It limits it to 2 and it keeps moving it back to 1 every now and then. It is so annoying, honestly. I wish it would be good, like it would be better than this. Like, it would just like let me put the sim rate at 2. I don't mind if it's 2. Honestly, sim rate 2 is fine. That means instead of it being like, for me, let's say 4 hours 50 minutes, it'll be 2 hours 25 minutes, you know. It will be a lot manageable for me, so because I don't have much time, you know. But anyway, this is our flight plan. We can see everything here. View PDF. Let's see what happens when view PDF. Open this link, default web browser. Okay, so this cannot be viewed here. It can only be viewed outside your PC. I mean, outside the simulator. So, I mean, your OFP is already here anyway. So when you go to the preview, that's good. You have your OFP here anyways. You can get all of the information from here. However, the only issue is that if you have the default scroll from, like me, for example, when I'm in the outside view, by default, the scroll will zoom in. So, you see here, when I'm going scrolling down and up, it will scroll here and it will scroll here. So we have our flat view here, and we got all of our information here. So while we're inside, and our simulator crashed. That was, I don't even know what happened. Actually, not only the simulator crashed, my whole PC just hung. Like, nothing was working, everything was just stuck, and it's weird. It's not completely stuck, like the thing's moving, but the applications are not responding well, like at all. anything that I'm doing, so it's weird. But anyways, this gives me a chance to show you guys where on the world map you can find simbrief. Okay, we go here, you see here, right there, and that's where you open simbrief, and then it will load everything for you. However, you won't be able to touch anything at the back anyway. You cannot, like, not just because you have set up like simbrief here or anything, that doesn't actually do anything for you at the background here. You have to, after you're done with all of this, you're gonna have to choose your airport and then fly in and do all of this stuff. Why the hell do I have to sign in again? This is stupid. Hold on. And we're signed in. Okay, so here's one thing though. This seems to be happening more often now. I thought that this was a fly-by-wire problem, but this might be a Navigraph or simbrief problem, because no, it must be a Navigraph because I'm using my Navigraph to sign in. So this is not a simbrief problem, this is a Navigraph problem. I do seem to get signed out almost every time I load fly-by-wire or load the flight simulator. Not really sure why this is happening. I can't explain it, but this has been happening for everywhere that I've signed in, basically, in except for the Navigraph applications themselves. Any plane or now this, it's doing that for me. Not sure why. Anyway, so after the whole crash thing, we're gonna need to redo this because the timing has changed, of course. So we're gonna have to set it with the new timing. This was 9:55, now make it 10:55. Okay, we don't do ETOPS, we don't need it. Very good. Okay, so we generate the flight normally, just like we do online. Okay, so I would not usually use it here. I would first load in my plane, let everything load up, be in the airport, and then I will do this so that I can, after I do my planning straight away, I will go and set up my plane. You know, I would rather use it there than here, honestly. Here, all we have to do is just use our, this is ZSPD. Here we go. And last time when we landed at 75. Over here. Okay. And let's fly. So basically that's how it is done, but I would always recommend to do it in game. Don't do it outside, because then, you know, once you're done, immediately you can just load everything up and start, rather than having to wait for the load. And sometimes, you know, for me especially, loading times could be very long. Not the plane usually, but the flight simulator loading times themselves. Sometimes the planes take long, sometimes the flight simulator itself takes long. So I would rather just wait for everything to load up, then just go in, do my setup, and then start all of the refueling, boarding, everything. So yeah. Anyways, I'll see you guys then. Okie dokie smoky, guys. Everything is loaded up. And yeah, let's start setting up. I hope you guys have a nice time.
9949, runway 35, right taxi via Lima 20 Alpha, Victor 3, Tango 2, Papa 1.
Runway 35, right taxi via Lima 20 Alpha, Victor 3, Tango 2, Papa 1, China Eastern 9949.
And freaking hell, I've been muted the whole time. So the start sequence will be 1, 2, 3, and 4. We will wait until we're behind this road. Then we will start the engines. Anyways, like the only things I was saying before is just before such a checklist, just reading checklist items, nothing more. Okay, starting engines 1 and 2.
Yangtze River 7524, welcome to Pudong. No suitable gates for your aircraft exist at this airport. Taxi at pilot's discretion.
Wilco, taxi at my discretion, Yangtze River 7524.
China Eastern 9949,
They
contact
are
Pudong Tower
available.
124.35.
Starting engines 3 and 4.
Contact Tower 124.35, China Eastern 9949.
Please set parking brakes.
Okay, brake set.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
I believe that's also available. Okay.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
China Southern 6504, Ram 583, request pushback and engine start.
China Southern 6504, Pudong ground, pushback approved, base south.
Pushback and engine start approved, face south, China Southern 6504.
0 set.
Unlocking gear.
And maps 1
China
for
Southern
takeoff.
3652 at round 561. Request pushback and engine start.
Damn! Could never
China
get
Southern
Truck
3652,
disconnected.
Pudong ground,
Bypass pin
pushback
removed.
approved, face west.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
Pushback and engine start approved. Phase left. China Southern 3652.
Okay. Let's do the flight controls check. Pull up. Down. Down. Neutral. Checked. Pull left. Woohoo! Right. Neutral. Checked.
China
Roger.
Southern 6504. Request taxi.
Left.
China
Oh,
Southern
building
6504.
moving.
Runway 34 left taxi
Right.
via Lima 24. Victor 7.
Oh,
Tango 2.
neutral.
Foxtrot. Romeo 1.
Huge. This is just
Runway
huge.
34 left taxi via Lima 24.
And you're
Victor
kidding me,
7,
you're telling me
Tango
that they
2,
wanted to make a
Foxtrot,
bigger one
Romeo
than
1,
this? Oh
China
my
Southern 6504.
God. Even a much longer one? There wasn't supposed to be a 900 and 1000?
China Southern
Sheesh.
3652. Request taxi.
Singapore 833 Super, ready to taxi to the active.
China Southern 3652. Runway 35 right taxi via Lima 25 Alpha. Lima 22. Bravo. Papa 1.
Runway 35 right taxi via Lima 25 Alpha. Lima 22. Bravo. Papa 1. China
Waiting
Southern
for,
3652.
Let's check the after start checklist while we wait.
Singapore 833 Super. Runway 35 right taxi via Lima 08. Whiskey 6 Lima 24.
NTI
Victor
is
7 Tango
off.
2. Papa 1.
Runway 35 right taxi via
pitch
Lima
trim is on
08, Whiskey 6,
takeoff.
Lima 24,
Rudder trim
Victor
is
7,
neutral,
Tango
everything's
2,
green.
Papa 1, Singapore 833 Super.
After start checklist completed. Okay, we're good.
Yangtze River 7588.
Um,
Extend 175. Request pushback and engine start.
Yangtze River 7588.
It's
Food on
clear.
ground. Pushback
Right, it's
approved.
clear.
Face south.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face south. Yangtze River 7588.
Check the lineup checklist. Lineup checklist. Runway. Good. Cabin crew advice. Backs 1 and 2 on. And no, checklist complete. Okay. A380s, I don't believe they do rolling takeoffs, so big boys don't do rolling takeoffs. So let's line up first. Timing. Take off. Man Flex 66, SRS runway, auto thrust blue is set. Set. This is a beautiful scenery. Seriously, just taking off. It's just beautiful. Okay, we're accelerating. Okay, and flaps up. Scenery taking off, honestly. Beautiful scene. Just this is just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Let's go up to our
ILS runway 02 left.
Singapore 833 Super, Singapore Tower, wind and variable, runway 02 left, clear to land.
Runway 02 left, clear to land. Singapore 833 Super.
Flap 3, speed check flaps 3. And you're clear to land. Maybe +4, we can command +4. Absolutely. Configure to land. Okay. Right. Checklist. Landing checklist. Uh-oh. Where did it go? What the hell? Landing checklist is done. Okay, let's go up to landing. Okay. It's okay. Okay.
Singapore Tower, Thai 407, LS runway 02 left.
1000.
Thai 407, Singapore Tower, continue.
Roger, Thai 407.
This is weird.
$400.
Okay, stable.
$100 above.
Picked.
Minimum.
Continue.
$50, $40, $30, $20. Retard. 5.
Auto brake off.
Singapore 833 Super, exit right at Whiskey 3.
Exit right at Whiskey 3, Singapore 833 Super.
Yep, that was the exit. Perfect. Okay.
Singapore 833 Super, contact ground 125.65.
Ground 125.65, Singapore 833 Super. Bye-bye. Singapore 833 Super. Request taxi to company gate.
Singapore 833 Super, gate Foxtrot 56 taxi via Whiskey 4, Whiskey, Quebec, Papa 1, Papa 5, Tango, Romeo 2, Romeo, Romeo 3, Tango 6, Romeo 4, Romeo 7.
Gate Foxtrot 56 taxi via Whiskey 4, Whiskey, Quebec, Papa 1, Papa 5, Tango, Romeo 2, Romeo, Romeo 3, Tango 6, Romeo 4, Romeo 7, Singapore 833 Super.
beyond ATC Kennedy.
Okie dokie. So, guys, so much fun, so much fun. Flying this plane, man, is so good, so good. Just one thing I didn't know how to do is like finding out the you know, in the A320s you could put in the progress page. There was a progress page, for example. Here there's no progress page. I don't know where it is. I don't think there is one. So usually we put in the progress page just like the runway, like the name of the airport and then the runway, and then it can tell me how far I am from that. Also, like if I go to the pref page, it would say, okay, prediction to the top of descent. Here it says that, but it doesn't show like how long do I have left, or at least how many miles I've got till the top of descent, so that I can know, you know, when to start preparation and stuff. So I always just like when I'm like 200 miles away from the airport itself, I just start the landing preparations and do the BTV and stuff. But it's all doable. Like there's like those other things for me is just, you know, quality of life kind of things. I don't really have to have them. It's not a make or break kind of thing, honestly. I can work around them. There's no issues. There are no issues whatsoever. 5. Okay. Doesn't exist. I don't hear any of the ATC. Okay, so yeah, very nice. I'm loving this series right now. I'm really loving it, and I hope you guys are loving it too. So we're gonna continue from next week. It's gonna be a different airline, of course, but it's still gonna be Asia. Asian, this one, and actually we're gonna have like back and forths, like going to the airport and return, and going to the airport and return, and it's gonna be a lot shorter flight. This one, each flight took at least 5 hours and a half each flight. Of course, other than, you know, doing the loading of the passengers and putting everything in, it takes at least 45 minutes to finish all of those preparations before we have to take off. So yeah, it does take a huge toll on me, honestly. And the sim rate kind of gets disconnected every now and then. It's only 2x still, but it still gets disconnected every now and then. So yeah, like this flight in real time, it was about 3 hours for me or something like that. It wasn't 2 hours and something, but definitely more than 3 hours, maybe 3 to 4 hours. But yeah, in sim time it was like 5 hours and a half. So yeah, quite. But anyways, still a lot of fun plane to fly. I just hope that they can maybe at some point be able to make this plane like what PMDG did. It can actually, the autopilot can really handle higher sim rates, simulation rates, you know, like 4x at least. For me, I don't ever go beyond 4x. I would love it if they could give us a 4x stable, stable simulation, you know, like autopilot will be able to handle the turns and everything from at least up to 4x, you know, and it doesn't disconnect. Like it doesn't disconnect me. Like the simulation rate will not disconnect until I disconnect it, you know. It should keep going on until I disconnect it. That is one thing I really would love to see in this plane, because you know, most of the times, especially on longer flights, I would just let the plane fly and I just, you know, go do something and come back, and I leave the simulation rate. Of course, like I would love to have a 4x simulation so that I could stay in front of the computer and you know, not have to spend a long time, you know, maybe like 2 hours, 3 hours like this, you know, real-time flight, of course, real-time hours. So yeah, it's so good. I'm having a lot of fun. I hope you guys are having it too, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, please. It helps me a lot. And yeah, I just hope to see you guys on the next one. So yeah, take care guys, see ya.